Hi friends. So taking these out of the box, I already had 4 cards that fell immediately out of the box. We have the King of Swords in reverse, 10 of Pentacles in reverse, 6 of Swords in reverse, Ace of Swords. Which is so interesting because joy and journey. Okay, so, and wealth. Okay, so I have, for a couple of days, have had random Schitt's Creek references in my head. I was making this dessert and it said to like fold in the peaches, so peaches might be something for the collective. But I kept thinking like fold in the cheese, and then I made something last night where I had to fold in cheese. So then like I was thinking that again last night. And then this morning I grabbed my You David cup. It's my turn to take a selfish. Okay, so I'm kind of getting this energy of this collective. You are freaking out. You are majorly freaking out and flirting with self-destructive behaviors, whatever that means. It's almost giving you're expecting some blessings to come in. You thought that they should be here already, or you thought you would be able to like sense or see some sort of physical 3D evidence of this thing coming in. And because you don't have that evidence, XX or 20 might be relevant for this collective, or just X's in general, 10, 10, 10. It's just giving like you're freaking out because it's not here. And then so now you're like scrambling. Did I forget something? Did I not do something? What is happening? I had to have done something wrong or not finished something. But really, God, Spirit, the universe is like, no, like that's not actually what's happening. You are essentially spiraling and going back to old patterns because you're just not seeing your 10 of Pentacles. Like, that's really it. You're not seeing your 10 of Pentacles. So, specifically about, I had the Transfiguration in reverse on my Oracle deck, and then the Death in reverse. Okay, so Schitt's Creek. The family is... it's basically, instead of rags to riches, it's riches to rags. And the whole thing is these people are like uber rich. They lose everything. They have to move into this motel, the Rose, or I forget what the actual hotel is called, but then it ends up being the Rose thing. Okay, so anyways, roses are probably significant. And it's essentially a very humbling experience, but like I thought the Death card was still at the bottom of the deck. But the Knight of Pentacles is here. They found riches where they were going. It just wasn't the riches that they were used to. Because when you think about who they were before, they had an abundant amount of 3D things, material things, and tons of acquaintances, but you find out when they hit their low, they have no real friends. And so it's almost like God, Spirit, the universe humbled them and showed them what real abundance is. And then towards the end of the series, spoiler alert, you start to see them rebuilding their abundance, investing into the hotel. 404 on my timer. David starts the Rose Apothecary. The sister, was she doing marketing? I forget what she was doing, but she was starting her own business. The mom was doing her own thing. So everybody started to rebuild something that they started. But in order to get that, like there was a lot of skill sets they didn't have, specifically around like survival or doing things without like an abundant amount of money. And so it's almost like they had to get very grounded in like the day-to-day reality. It's like they had to go through this journey to truly find real authentic joy, because before what they were doing is they were associating joy with material things, and that's not sustainable, nor is that actual joy. That's dopamine. Tell me more. What's this King of Swords in reverse? Got it. The reason you don't know what's coming or what's happening, or like you can't sense it's coming, is because there are people around you that are waiting for this blessing. I'm hearing they're gathering around to steal it from you, plotting and scheming. Or like, even if they're not stealing it from you, it's to like knock you down. But joke's on them. Joke is on them. Because everything that's coming to you, you will, like all of this wealth, because you have the 10 of Pentacles, the 4 of Pentacles, you have this wealth oracle card. All of this wealth that's coming to you is something that you're going to be able to stand on and maintain. See how she's planted in it, standing on the 2 Pentacles, planted, and then it's balanced towards the top. It's also giving very like Eiffel Tower vibes, the way she's kind of standing. So Paris, yeah. And it's like these people, they're not actually looking to work with you. They are working against you. It's just giving like haters who have too much time. Haters who have too much time on their hands. And instead of putting in their time and energy into moving forward, they're putting their time and energy into moving backwards. But it doesn't matter, because like at the end of the day, you're going to be good. You went on this crazy journey, and perhaps you had a form of stability that you lost for this journey, in honor of this journey, to find yourself. And I'm hearing like find what actually brings you authentic happiness. Because here's the deal. I'm sensing that this collective doesn't actually know what brings them joy, what they like to do. I'm hearing... Okay, so I'm staring at my paint by number things, and I'm seeing somebody painting the paint by numbers and then claiming that they love to do art. And saying like they are an artist. And it's like, yes, you like to paint and you like to do the paint by number, and like, yes, you like to paint, you like to do the paint by number, but are you an artist? Because you're not creating, you're not actually using any skill sets to develop the picture. Yeah, it's like you're hiding behind the illusion that, like, you think you know what you want, but you don't. And so it's like you're using the paint by number and being like, I'm an artist. Look at how great of an artist I am. And you're saying that you love it and that you're really good at it, but you're just doing paint by number. And if paint by number is just something you like to do to get in this meditative state, or it's just fun to do, like, I'm not throwing shade. I love paint by number, but I'm not claiming I'm an artist. And so it's kind of giving, you've been selling yourself these narratives saying, I love to do this thing, but you don't actually do anything that says you like to do it. I'm hearing it's just more dopamine hits. Because I'm seeing like, I love to do this, and then like taking half-assed shortcuts to getting the end result. And it's like, if you actually loved it, it would be something that you would be willing to put the time and energy into creating. Or perhaps that's them. Sorry, that could also be them. It's probably them. It's somebody. But like, whoever it is, like, they're hiding behind this illusion. Maybe that was who you used to be, is hiding behind that illusion of, I love to do this thing, and not understanding where that narrative came from. So somebody needs to spend more time thinking about the narratives that they tell themselves, that this brings me joy, and kind of rediscovering what it means to fill your cup. Yeah. Quit telling yourself it's filling your cup when it's clearly not filling your cup. Start exploring what is going to fill your cup, what it is that you want to create. Sure, you want to create, but then start thinking about, what do I want to create from step 1 to finish? Every single step. Something you're not wanting to take shortcuts in. That's where the passion is. That's how you know you're passionate. I don't know. I hope this all makes sense. I love you so much.